Hey guys, it's Brianna. Today we are going to see if you can really use a multi-position hoop to embroider an applique that is too big for your machine. For this test, I'm going to be making a apple sweater. I've made these before on my channel, so you can go check out those videos. With those projects, I have used a multi-position hoop for the name portion, but not for the applique portion. Here is my multi-position hoop. It has these 4 notches on it, and I'm just using some cutaway stabilizer and hooping my sweater. For my apple sweaters, I normally hoop it like this, but this zipper is just not working for me, and I didn't want to break my hoop because I've done that before because the material is so bulky. Instead, I'm going to do the float method. This method just entails hooping the stabilizer. Just make sure the stabilizer is nice and tight. And this is literally my favorite thing to do with embroidery because I hate hooping. I like to use the first 2 notches for my multi-position hoop first, so the ones closest to the screw. Then for the float method, to work flawlessly, take some basting spray, spray it on your material where you want your design to be, and then place it on top. You will need to watch the machine for a while just to make sure that it's not bunching up or anything like that. Over on the controls, I already have my Geek Stick in, so I'm just going to press the USB drive and select my first half of the design. It's already rotated the correct way, so press End Edit. Press this little tool right here and you can see where it will line up on the sweatshirt to make sure that you have it over far enough. If you're happy with the way it's lined up, select OK and then select Embroidery. Next you'll see the black line, so press the plus/minus button to skip ahead the stitches for the basting stitch. If you followed along in creating the file from part 1 for this project, I showed you how to get rid of this line, but when I first made this project, I did not get rid of the line, so that's why we're just skipping ahead. It's not that bad. And now it's time to embroider, so load up your colors and let's see if this works. Fingers crossed. Here's my fabric. I already have the heat and bond on the back of it, and I'm just trying this like a normal applique, pressing it down, leaving my fingers somewhat close so that the material does not move. For this specific design, I like to have the bottom part of the apple covered as well, so I don't have to use multiple pieces, but you definitely could use multiple pieces if you had just scraps laying around. I'm going to pop this out. Don't forget to press the little lever so you don't break your machine. And here is the first part of the split. It's gonna be a challenge, to say the least. I am trying my best just to cut the first half of this top of the apple with my curved scissors. These are my favorite scissors. They are so nice. I'm gonna cut a little bit past the threads, but not too much. Take these little flaps and pin them with just a regular quilting sewing pin. to the side so that they're not in the way when it does this top stitch. This bottom part is really weird to me, how the complete bottom goes so far up and the middle does not go as far. I would have thought that it would split at the exact same point as the first top half of the apple, but for some reason it split it kind of wonky. For the text, I'm going to use some clear stabilizer. This is water soluble stabilizer by Embroidery. And I'm trimming this up a little bit because when I looked at the design, the queue is going past what's already embroidered, and I don't want there to be text on the fabric and mess up the design to where I have to start over and rip out stitches. With the first half done, I'm moving it to the last 2 notches to start the second half. Pressing the back arrow until I can cancel the design, press the USB button again, and look for part 2. Embroider, click Embroidery, skip ahead those stitches that we have for the tack down stitch again, pull out my pin, and I'm actually going to pin this little piece of fabric in the middle here. As you can see, I forgot to change the thread color, so it is embroidering in black, but that's okay because it's going to do the satin stitch on top of it, so you won't even be able to see it. Once again, pinning the stabilizer and fabric out of the way and starting the top stitch now. So it looks all pretty, and you can't even tell that I embroidered it in black to begin with. Overall, there's a lot more steps with the split applique than there is with just a normal applique. Don't know if it's worth it. I guess if you really struggle with rehooping your design and lining it up, you could do this often, but I think I will stick to just doing the applique and then rehooping it to do the text, because this is a lot of stopping and starting and pinning and all of that. But let me know what you think. Do you think it's worth it to not have to rehoop? grabbed another piece of the water-soluble stabilizer to finish embroidering the name, and then we're done. Here is the design, hot off the machine. Do you guys see what I see? That's gonna bother me. So I'm gonna go in and do a couple hand stitches after I cut my jump stitches. For those of you that didn't see it, here is the issue in question. Let me know if you saw it down below or not, because I want to know if I'm just being super picky or if this is a huge mistake that everyone can see right off the bat. It looks like I'm just tweezing the air in between these letters, but I'm taking out the extra pieces of the water-soluble stabilizer because if you don't do it, it'll look shiny and not like it's finished. And I'm giving this to somebody obviously that paid for a sweatshirt, so I want it to look nice. And here is how it looks after I added those extra stitches and some tender touch on the back. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to check out part 1 if you want to see how to set up this file in Embrilliance, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!